my name is Melissa Burovac, and I am the author of 5 books. And today I'd like to tell you a little bit about the mystery of the rainbow flowers. It is my first middle grade book. It is an adventure book, and it's the tale of Lucy and Matthew and their dog Harley, who get mysteriously transported to a strange land full of giant insects and rainbow flowers. Lucy and Matthew are typical kids that don't want anything to do with each other or their parents. They want to play video games, they want to go to the mall, they want to hang out with their friends and just do what they want to do. One day they are doing yard work, obviously not by their own choice, when they come across a patch of rainbow flowers they've never seen in the yard before. And the 3 of them gather together to look at them, and when they get close enough and take a sniff, they are magically transported to a strange land. Lucy and Matthew got on their knees and crawled the short distance towards the dog and the mystery flower. The 3 of them reached it at the same time and paused a few inches away, amazed at the beauty of the colors. It was shaped like a daisy with a round center and a dozen petals emanating to complete a circle. Each separate petal had its own rainbow of red, yellow, and pink, smoothly flowing one color to the next, and the spherical center seemed to be a mix of each color, although they couldn't tell where one was separate from the other. It was a flower that neither had ever seen before. The shiny green leaves, shaped like hearts, attached to a single glossy stem and radiated light as if it was glowing. They inched closer to the flower, each intending on smelling it first. Harley crawled on his belly, seeming to know what they were doing. As one, the 3 approached the glowing flower and inhaled deeply, and it was the best smell that any of them could imagine. Lucy smelled new clothes in the store and soft pretzels and the squishy orange drinks she loved so much. Matthew smelled the scent of a new computer when it gets hot and potato chips. Harley smelled rabbits and chipmunks and the fresh beef he sometimes got for dinner. So in this strange land, they are suddenly just very alone. So the kids and the dog pick a direction and start walking. Not sure if they're on another planet, if they're still on Earth, or what had just happened to them. They only know that they're alone and they have to rely upon each other, something they've never had to do before. And it takes a little while before they truly understand this. So Lucy, being a couple years older than Matthew, realizes it first. Shortly after they start walking, they see their first giant-sized insect, and this is where Lucy begins to take on the role of big sister and protector. The next major theme is self-reliance. Both kids have been so focused on their immediate lives, they've forgotten the basic skills that their parents and the community have taught them over the years, until they need those skills to survive. The first obstacle they find is finding their own food. There are no grocery stores in this land where they're transported. They have to learn to work together to catch a fish. Matthew had been a Boy Scout, so he remembers vaguely how to fish, and they build a pole together. And they have to cook their fish. And another skill that has not been used in a long time is building a fire, so they have to work through that as well. Basic life skills. So they also have to bargain for some of the survival skills that they don't want to do. For instance, Lucy does not want to skin the fish. So she has to figure out how she can work together with Matthew to get all the jobs done that they want, and, you know, as kids are, not do the ones they really don't want to do. "I guess we're going that way," Matthew said, pointing downstream. He had become convinced that Lucy was correct. The flowers had transported them to this land and were now guiding them where to go. Turning to make sure the dog was following and not still pawing at the water, they set out at an easy pace and kept an eye out for their rainbow guides. Once again, they had to think of their next meal. They snacked on turkey for breakfast, but their leftovers wouldn't last long. They also didn't want to kill anything else, and with each successive patch of rainbow flowers, They hoped they'd somehow be transported home. They gathered together to sniff them again. They grabbed Harley's paws and touched the flowers together. And after nothing happened, Matthew's temper got the better of him, and he stomped on a few. But then he felt bad about damaging something beautiful and didn't do it again. They had no idea how they were getting back home, and the excitement of the adventure had worn off, and they mostly walked in silence, broken only by yelps from the dog as he jumped at flies and beads and birds that flew close. The trio walked eastward and eventually noticed the stream was bending gently to the south. The scenery stayed consistent, a stream bordered by forest on both sides. The sameness of the landscape, beautiful as it was and quite different from their normal lives, left them in poor spirits. After another hour of walking, Matthew stopped and sat down. "Why do you think we're here?" he asked his sister. "In every story where people get stranded somewhere, they have a quest, and they usually figure it out pretty quickly. We've been lost for 2 days with no idea of where we're going or why we're here. This sucks. I want to go home and eat on the couch and play video games and sleep in my bed and wear different clothes. Clean ones, at least." Lucy sat down next to him and drank from the water bottle. "I want to take a shower and wash my hair the most," she commiserated, unable to find the necessary enthusiasm to cheer him up, especially when she ran her fingers through her hair and they got stuck in the snarly tangles. "But stories are stories, and this is real life. Maybe there is no point to us being here. Maybe we're just stuck." She paused and stared at her hands, picking at the dirt under her once perfectly manicured pink nails, now chipped and broken and filthy. "I wish I had the answer." They sat side by side and watched Harley wade into the water and drink, then duck his nose under and blow bubbles. He was happy as long as he was with his people. He liked having dirty nails and no baths. So as they follow a trail, they realize that they're basically following a path of these rainbow flowers. And they have no idea what these flowers want. They're wondering if there's some sort of mystery that they need to solve or lesson they need to learn along the way. And they do learn not only self-reliance and trust in their family member, but they learn a little bit about the environment as well. They do come across, towards the end, environmental destruction, and that is one of the final themes in the book, environmental responsibility. And I'm not going to ruin the surprise ending, but they learn that little by little, things they do that harm the environment can turn into something so much worse. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope you've enjoyed learning a little bit about the mystery of the rainbow flowers. If this seems like a book you'd like to read with your children, I hope you do. It's available at all major bookstores. And I hope it encourages some discussion about family and responsibility and environment. And again, thank you for reading. Have a great day.